It was my 13th birthday, and Mama was finally letting me have my first boy-girl party. Well, technically, Alex had been at every party I'd ever had, but she didn't count. Alex was, well, Alex. We'd been friends since we were in diapers, and our mother's best friends since they were just little girls. We'd lived next door to each other our entire lives, and still had sleepovers every weekend. She was like a sister, only not. Anyway, the boy-girl party was a really big deal. Mama said we could have it in the pool house and promised not to bother us as long as we behaved. Allie and I had spent the entire day prepping, and I thought she was as excited about it as I was. But there I was, chasing her scrawny butt through the yard back to her house. Most of the time, Al was really cool, but she was still a girl, and sometimes she even acted like one. "Alex," I called after her, "would you just freaking stop and talk to me?" "I hate you, Colton Fowler," she screamed without looking back as she climbed the porch steps and disappeared through the front door, slamming it so hard the whole porch rattled. Girls. What I really wanted to do was turn around and go back to my party, but I would have gotten in trouble for making her cry, and maybe it bugged me just a little, too. Once she was inside, I stopped running and slowly made my way to the front door, which of course was locked. I rolled my eyes, grumbling under my breath as I rang the doorbell and waited for Mrs. Mack to let me in. My hands started to sweat when I heard the heavy footsteps approaching the door. "Hey, Colton," Mrs. Mack said, trying and failing to hide a smirk. "What did you do this time?" "Hell if I know." I shrugged, then jumped back when her hand flew out and swatted my arm. "Watch your language, young man." "Sorry," I mumbled, rubbing out the sting. "She's in her room, Colt. Go on up." Mrs. Mack stepped back so I could pass. "If her door's locked, there's a bobby pin in the vase on the hall table," she added with a wink. I nodded, then ran across the house and up the stairs to Allie's room. I didn't bother checking to see if it was locked. I knew it would be, so I grabbed the pin on the way and popped the door open. "Colton!" she screamed, covering herself with the t-shirt she was preparing to slip over her head. I should have turned or left or done anything but stand there with my mouth hanging open, but that's precisely what I did. Just stood there, staring. I hadn't seen Alex naked in years. Our mothers had put an end to that when we were around 5. Alex was tiny and not really developed, but seeing her topless and her boobs... Alex had boobs? Little ones, but boobs. That was the moment it truly hit me that Alex was a girl. A real one. A real one with boobs. "Ugh!" she growled, turning her back to me while she pulled the shirt on. "You are such a jerk." Alex turned back around, shooting me a death glare. Sorry, Al." "Have you ever heard of knocking, pervert?" I didn't know what to say. This was weird. "Just go back to your party with your stupid friends and stupid Marcy." She threw herself face down on her bed, and her body started to shake with sobs. Shit. My eyes began to water. I hated that she could make me cry with only a few tears. "Don't cry, Allie." I sat on the side of her bed and stroked the long brown waves of hair strewn across her back. "Don't be embarrassed. It's not like you have big ones. I mean, it's just like when we used to take baths together." I shrugged, trying to make her feel better, even though seeing her naked still had me feeling strange. Like she'd suddenly become possessed by a demon, she popped up in bed and leveled me with eyes that looked like they could burn holes right through me. "You, Colton Fowler, you are a fucking asshole." I'd never heard her say the F word before. It sounded so foreign coming out of her mouth. I was shocked. I didn't like it at all.